It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We're at Vivint Smart Home Arena in downtown Salt Lake City. Tonight, it'll be the Utah Jazz taking on the Miami Heat. The opening tip won by the Jazz as we get started in Salt Lake City. Jay, we talk about it all the time. The coaches in this league, who best puts their players in a position to shine? And now I give you Quinn Snyder.
I remember Quinn Snyder, after an ugly loss to Atlanta last year, really made some changes to their system. And here's the thing I love about Quinn Snyder. He recruited me when I was 15 and 16 years old. He was an assistant coach at Duke. The way he spoke to me really got me to buy in. He taught me that it was about being part of something bigger than yourself. And when you buy into what Quinn Snyder preaches, that's how you end up beating OKC in the first round NBA playoffs.
Lays it up and in.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
Mitchell with the basketball. Down just a couple. To Gobert. Had a chance, but it's no good. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. To Dragic. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Conley into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Joe Ingles. Here comes the screen. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
Butler to Waiters. Butler to Dragic. 5 to shoot for Miami. Dragic. His first effort off the mark. Conley into the front court. Leads a bucket. Here comes the screen. Bojan Bogdanovic, defended by Myers Leonard, and abuses the rim with the slam. Whoa, he got up there.
Just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
He'd have the basketball. Butler to Waiters. To Dragic. Goran Dragic missed his first. That one goes.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. Lead is 2. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let him know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
Donovan Mitchell has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 80% at the line. Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. Butler into the front court. Less than a minute to go in a tightly played first quarter. To Waiters. Butler. They'll get it down to Leonard. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Utah with the possession. Conley. was smothered and still gets it to go down.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Butler to bring it up. 10-6 our score. And he finishes at the rim.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Mitchell. That misses with 3 seconds left. Long heave from three-quarters court. We're through one at Vivint Smart Home Arena with the Jazz on top. Jay and I back with more after this. You're watching the NBA on EA Sports. One quarter down, long way to go, so buckle up, it's wide open.
Both teams are trying to feel each other out, but I like the aggression that both teams established in the first quarter. This is the first quarter league. The way you play in the opening minutes really sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Old school, backs his man down for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
To Joe Ingles. Has a chance. Shot by Bogdanovich, no good. Dragic with the basketball. 10-all is our score. To Butler. Screen coming. Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
Bojan Bogdanovich, defended by Myers Leonard. Driving right to the basket. Right down Broadway for the two. Defender has to pick him up.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Nothing going here on that drive. Jimmy Butler for two. Deep two there, won't go.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Trying to cash in. The shot by Conley, no good.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Utah ball.
I got ball.
Conley to Gobert. Shot from in close, no good. Dragic with it. It's 14-12. To Butler. Jimmy Butler, he's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Here comes the screen. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Waiters to Butler. To Waiters. Shot clock for the Heat down to 3. Can't connect from inside. Mitchell with it up top. The margin is 2. Halftime on the horizon. Joe Ingles. Down to Gobert. Knocked loose. He'd come up with it. Butler for two. It's rebounded by Gobert. Straight on three. At the buzzer. Goes down. A three at the buzzer. How about that end to the first half as they take the lead into the locker room. So a tie one as we reach the break in a one-point game. Let's get you to Orlando where we say hello to Jalen Rose and our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports halftime report. The Jazz have the lead, but not by much. It's obvious how these guys score the majority of their points, and that's in the paint. They did a great job of scoring down low. These are the guys getting buckets. For the Utah Jazz, the Heat have kept it close after one half. And when the losing team is shooting this well from the field, you know you're in for a special night. These are the guys getting buckets for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Field goals.
This matchup has been all about consistent offense. Each team has a solid field goal percentage, and in turn, it makes the second half all about the defense. I want to see which players step up to make the difference.
Player of the half.
Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Miami's got it. Dragic to Butler. Here comes the screen. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Jimmy Butler at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good. Gives him a 2-point lead. It's Jazz ball. Here comes the screen. Conley guarded by Myers-Leonard. To Joe Ingles. Nothing going here on that drive. Joe Ingles. To Conley. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
From somebody who loved to score a lot himself, defensively, if you are guarding me in a parallel position, I can have whatever I want when I want. You have to force this guy to go one direction, make him go towards his weak hand, and then contest that shot.
Nothing going here on that drive. And Jimmy Butler. Gobert with the rebound. Conley into the front court. Tie game, third quarter. Gobert. pass stolen by Miami.
Neck and neck, they couldn't get anything on that possession. Let's see if we can get a bucket in transition.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Goran Dragic trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. Free throw's good. A three-point play. And with that, they go up by 3. Donovan Mitchell with the rock to Joe Ingles. Surveys the floor. The drive right to the basket. Mitchell on the drive, but he can't finish. Dragic into the front court. Leads 3. Here comes the screen. Dragic to Butler. Jimmy Butler. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball game.
To Dragic. And the Jazz have it. They've cleared the rebound. Conley into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. To Gobert. Knocked loose. Conley. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Goes to the left side. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Tough shot for Joe Ingles. No good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Butler to Dragic. Rudy Gobert. Blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial. Butler. Off the assist.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Conley. The Jazz with 4 on the shot clock. Down low for Gobert. That's a 24-second violation. Footer at the buzzer. A fundamental shot right there. Late heave to beat the buzzer. 3 quarters complete. The Heat with the lead. It's Utah basketball as we begin the 4th quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ball game.
To Butler. Joe Ingles to Gobert. Rudy Gobert. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Butler into the front court. Lead stands at 7. Has a look. Cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody will be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
Bojan Bogdanovic sizing up Leonard. And he throws it down. Rudy Gobert with the slam.
The true measure of Rudy Gobert comes on the defensive end. He was all-NBA defensive first team and was tied for the lowest opponent field goal percentage at 43%. You ain't getting by that.
Baseline drive. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Mitchell with the basketball. His guys down by 9. Joe Ingles. Nothing going here on that drive. Mitchell. Man, that was a tough shot.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
Curling inside.
He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Conley to Joe Ingles. Almost unlucky bounce.
What happened is he didn't bounce himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chipping.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. To Gobert. He throws it down.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds it inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
To Butler. To Dragic. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. To Joe Ingles. He'd get control.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
To Butler. Almost, but no good. Deep 3 at the buzzer. The Heat with the victory as they get a good win on the road. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Jalen Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Heat put one in the win column with a solid performance. And some people may disagree, but I think their ball movement was the biggest key to their victory. Still, I think we'd all agree that they made the defense look slow and confused throughout this matchup. The Jazz put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Check out the leading scores for the Utah Jazz.
Game stats. Player of the game.
Butler put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped. And when he realized he was in a zone, he just took it to another level.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.